Hey everyone, it's Brandon. I'm recording another screencast for Web Design Tuts. This one today is going to be pretty quick. We're going to be looking at the importance of image selection in web design. Now, the thing that prompted this is my wife is looking at going back to school, so we've been kind of looking at a couple different school websites to get an idea of what we're looking for. And I kind of began to notice something right off the bat. And one of them is that the images that people put on their websites have a really big impression on, how we perceive what these institutions are. Even outside of the name, it feels like the images that show up on these sites, I don't know, they just play a big role on whether or not you respond well to them. So let's kind of dig into this just a little bit. The first thing we're looking at, this university is called Jones International University. No relation to myself, obviously. But that said, like the first thing I kind of notice is they have these really kind of generic images that, like while the site feels it feels okay, it feels acceptable. Their images feel empty. Like you have these obvious stock images of these buildings and these hats kind of flying through. It looks like they got it from some cheap stock site. And then you have like this horrible image of empty desks, and for some reason that like it just really struck me as like the worst possible image that they could put up is, an empty classroom showing that, like what the heck, we don't even have any students in our own classrooms. We can't even fake it. So yeah, that really hit me off guard. I didn't like it. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some other sites. These are just kind of a random sampling of different educational sites that I grabbed. These are literally off the top of my head. I did do a ton of research for this, but it's going to help illustrate my point. The next thing we're going to look at is Humber University. They're based in Canada, as far as I understand. And the reason I found them is because Tom Green, he's running our fireworks video series, he teaches there. So obviously I had become a little bit familiar with the site as we were kind of looking into putting his credentials together. And I like it. The images they pick, they're used, kind of sparingly. They're very, I'd call it, like controlled image usage. They have a bit of a style, a bit of like a feather to them. And more importantly, and this is something that one of the guys I used to work with, his name is Shane Perlman. He's still a really good friend of mine. One of the biggest things he used to always tell me is have smiling people on your website. It's so simple, but when we were designing websites that we'd be presenting to clients, the difference, sometimes the difference between a client really loving the comp and not liking the comp was whether or not we had a smiling face on the site. So here we have two different images right there of, again, they're probably just stock images, no big deal, but they're people smiling. It gives you a good feeling. You just kind of have this human reaction where you like what you see. I don't know why, you just see a smiling person and it works. So let's move over to MIT University. This is obviously a really well-known university. They're known for science and technology and that kind of, high-end stuff. So the image that they pick, they don't really need to sell it with a smiling person. They don't need anything like that. So they have this big image of this, kind of techie looking, modular system that, I have no idea what it means. I don't even know if the person who designed the site knows what it means, but it feels scientific and it gives you that first impression. So the next thing we're going to look at is DeVry. DeVry is a university in, well, I know they're in California. I'm not sure if they're all over the United States, but they kind of do trade school education. It's kind of something where, maybe you can't make your way through, a state institution or anything like that. So you go here, you pay them a lot of money, and they give you a degree. So they're working with people that are already, probably working part-time, and they're helping the people to get, trade school degrees and that kind of stuff. So what do you have? You have an image of people that look, like the people that they're going after. They basically put images of their target market on the site. And lastly, we're going to take a quick look at Art Center. Art Center is one of the best colleges for design that's out there. They're really well known for high art and high design and that kind of stuff. They produce a lot of great graduates. So they have kind of a wonky use of images on their site, and I think it works really well because it's artistic and it just feels like it addresses their audience. So hope you guys like the screencast. Pick your image as well. Bye-bye.